Music influences almost every part of our lives. For example, it plays as an alarm when waking up or playing in the background at work. It also affects our emotions in the way that we can play a song when we need to pick me up or when we need to get lit. It plays in momentous scenes in TV shows or movies to heighten the atmosphere, invoking waterworks or laughs or anger when used effectively. Another example of musical influences on our lives are concerts. They bring people together and help them connect with other people who have the same taste in music. The theory we are applying to music is social identity. There are 4 parts to this theory, including the kind of person we are, ourselves in relation to others, ourselves as an integral or interchangeable part of a large group, and the shared representations of groups based on common interests. We'll look into a few people just to see how this theory and its 4 categories applies to each of them regarding music. So, let's get started.
The type of music I listen to is hip-hop, rap, R&B and soul, and electronic.
So the type of music I like is dubstep, anything that I actually like the sound of. My taste goes across genres, so I can't really pinpoint the specific thing I like.
So I listen to a lot of chill music. Recently just like a whole lot of soul, R&B kind of vibes. Just music that I can chill to.
I'd have to go with hip-hop because it's what I grew up on. As I said, my family were musicians, but because I had to spend a lot of time with my uncle growing up, and he played a lot of from mixtapes. I don't know if you remember the tapes to record and put it in, and like I just helped him record it, and it was always lasting hip hop. So growing up listening to that a lot. I could say definitely yes, because not only do I listen to music, but I have family members who are actually a part of bands and they play music as well.
In my day-to-day life, I spend like a lot of time listening to music, just like from here and there. Usually I'm walking or traveling to uni or the gym, so I'm always, listening to something new.
To be honest, I just really like music. I like listening to it in the car because it's kind of like it blanks out my thoughts. I just listen to the rhythm of it, the words, and like a good beat. Sometimes I use it for a distraction, sometimes I use it for working out because it's such a hype, kind of a motivator, kind of focuser. And it has like a good rhythm that I can, work out to. I also use it for chilling or just, or dancing, or
Music influences my day-to-day life by me using it to pump myself before I go to work, to keep inspired with what I want to do by playing piano. I played piano from my influences, one being FKJ, French Kiwi Juice. I've watched many of his videos and compilations, and I've seen him and his technique, and it makes me strive to play as good like that, and also to do covers of songs like Tyler the Creator, Boredom, which I've progressed through a lot for the past weeks.
I remember one time in the car, it was like a car load of friends. I had 4 people in there. We were kind of like driving on the motorway, and motorways, they're pretty loud. And when you play music full blast, it's not disturbing anyone. So, when you got music playing really loud and you got friends in the back and we all know the song, we start singing along to it, and it's honestly great. So that's how we kind of connect in that way. Like we enjoy the music, we're having a blast while singing it. Where I see a few of my friends, sometimes they're rapping to the same music, which is, it's how they bond or something. It's how they be friends. They're sometimes, well, a lot of time, parties obviously have music and that kind of stuff. It just, the music brings us together and we're dancing and shit.
In terms of my social interactions, me and my brother, we listen to a lot of the same music, like a lot of the same artists, a lot of the same genres and stuff, and we're always sharing new songs back and forth.
It affects it by me connecting more with my brother, because we listen to mostly pretty much the same music and multiple artists like Anderson .Paak,
Goldlink,
Daniel Caesar,
Neo,
Tyler the Creator,
Scissor. Yeah, it's just like a lot of different artists, but it always brings us together, brings us closer, and always gives us something to talk about and chill with. And every time we hang out, it's always just sharing new songs and playing them back and forth, and yeah.
Can I get up in the phones a little bit?
I'd say, I think there's a few positive things, but I think for me personally, positive things it ventures off into other art forms, not just music. It can go into film, writing, comics, poetry. That's how I felt. I felt positive.
Hold me down, I got this one chick from Runaway. She tell me.
I think the negative things would probably be, especially nowadays with the misogynistic lyrics and racism and things like that, can be seen as negative, can be taken in a negative way. But I think it's just all a part of the art form, and it's just how you interpret certain music.
In terms of the wider community, one way that I've connected so far was Laneway Music Festival at the start of this year. So one of my favourite artists, Neo, she was playing at the festival, and I came with a few friends, but none of them knew about her, so I was just kind of by myself at the very front. And so we were all waiting for Neo to come out, and so we just started talking to the people next to me, all these like random strangers, and after like a while of talking, we all had this one thing in common, which was music, which was the artist Neo. And we all kind of just got along and chilled for a bit and hung out. And then when she came on, we were all just super hyped together. And then, yeah, it was a real good experience, and it was a real good way to branch out to the wider community.
This wraps up our video on how the social identity theory applies to music. Thanks for watching!